Hi, I'm Wills from the Jailbreak Source mod team. I'm from the UK and I'm one of the mappers, and I also model, texture, animate and do sounds as well. I started mapping for the Source engine and the Gold Source engine and even the Quake engine actually back in about 1998 when I was around 17 or 16, making maps for Quake 1, which was great fun. And I think I got interested in mapping when Action Quake 2 came out. I started making maps of that very, very early, but I never really started taking it seriously until about Action Half-Life, and so everything I've done since then has been self-taught. And as soon as Half-Life 2 came out, bought it on the day of release, and I think I opened the map editor before I actually started working and playing the game. I was just desperate to see what sort of changes had been made. But yeah, it's all self-taught, and thoroughly enjoyed it. Jailbreak Source started when a friend of mine, Dogmeat, came around for a cup of tea one afternoon, and he's our coder for Jailbreak Source, by the way. He suggested the idea of making a new mod, because we hadn't made one in a couple of years. We'd taken sort of, I don't know, about 2 years out of the modding scene, having failed to release Roleplay Half-Life. And basically he suggested the idea of developing remaking Jailbreak for the Source engine. Having seen success for it since the Quake 2 days, we loved it back in the Quake 2 days, and we played it on the Unreal 2004 engine. Was it 2004 engine? I don't know, I can't remember now. Jailbreak 3, I believe it was called. And yeah, since then we basically started straight away. We developed a beta version within 3 weeks and released that to really test and see if the game would work and people would enjoy it. And they did. Just had 2 maps, straightforward Jailbreak gameplay, nothing special, nothing custom at that point. And we used that feedback we got from the first release to develop 2 more versions fairly quickly. I think within about 3 months we had 0.3 released. And when 0.3 came out, it was the biggest release at that point we had. So we thought, well, okay, everybody's really enjoying this. Let's hire a couple of new team members and expand what we're doing and start making total conversions. I think we started out really aiming to make something fun more than anything else. That was our specific aim. It wasn't necessarily to create something original or particularly groundbreaking or anything like that. It was just pure fun. We just wanted to make sure the players were able to join the server, kick some ass, and leave, and that was it. They could just enjoy themselves. So I think, I hope we've achieved that in the last couple of years, and I hope that we're continuing to achieve that, especially with the next release, which is now the full official total conversion of Jailbreak, and with the addition of dinosaurs and robots and all the other kind of crazy stuff we put in. Every element and every feature and everything we've added to Jailbreak over the last years since we last released a version has been tuned to raise a little smile or get a laugh or get a little bit of an adrenaline rush from doing. It's all about people just having a good time. We decided to use the Source engine to develop Jailbreak, as we had a lot of familiarity of it from Roleplay Half-Life, and the fact that I've been using it to map for many years, from Action Half-Life and from Roleplay Half-Life as well, and for other just general DM maps for Half-Life 2 that I've made, and some single player ones. So I figured it was an easy transition to make. We didn't have to start learning anything new. We were just able to get working on it straight away. In terms of other bits of software we've used to develop Jailbreak Source over the last couple of years, there's certainly been some very invaluable tools which we would be completely unable to make Jailbreak without. One of which is Photoshop, which is an obvious one. Without Photoshop, there would be absolutely no way, in my mind at least, of making fantastic textures. You can use GIMP and things like that, but Photoshop is just unbeatable, for me at least. Another tool which has been absolutely incredible is XSI Mod Tool, which is the free version of XSI for modders like myself. And that tool is phenomenally good. I've learnt that just purely for making Jailbreak, and really enjoyed it. 3D Studio Max is another one that Azalita uses, and I think he prefers that over XSI, but I've never really got on as well with 3D Studio Max's XSI. So that one, again, it's invaluable, but not for me personally. I think one of the biggest, more recent challenges has been converting over to the Orange Box engine. When we were about 3 or 4 days away from releasing Jailbreak 0.5, we discovered a huge crash bug issue which we basically couldn't solve. It was a case of either taking each and every feature out of Jailbreak 0.5 to try and track down exactly where it was that was causing it, as the bug was coming up with crash dumps which weren't particularly helpful. Alternatively, we had the choice of converting everything to the Orange Box engine, so recoding almost everything from scratch and onto the new version of the Source engine. So we decided to go in that direction. That's been a challenge so far, because although the art assets have all been ported over very successfully, we've managed to get all the maps working, all the new shaders employed on the character models and weapons and textures and models throughout the whole mod. That's been absolutely fine, but there has been, certainly, Dogmeat has been challenged or frustrated, depending on which one you want to put it, with the conversion to the Orange Box engine. But we're getting there. I'd say we're about between a quarter and a half of the way through, so 1/3. We're very lucky to have a absolutely fantastic beta testing team. Several of the members of which have been with us since almost day one, virtually, which is including people like Ass Kicker and Altair and a few others. So yeah, I mean, we've Winter as well. Don't forget Winter. Yeah, they've been with us since day one, and we've had a fairly good turnover of beta testers, but I'd say we've probably only had about 30 or 40 over the last 2 years, and good, we stick it around the 20 mark. And yeah, I mean the way we do it is very simple and straightforward. We don't have rules, or we don't have forms to fill out or anything like that. There are 2 very simple rules. 1, turn up on Wednesdays, 7:30, and play for about an hour and a half every week. And 2, be in Ventrilo. And that's it. As long as everybody comes, has a good time, reports any bugs they find, puts them on the forums afterwards, simple as that. I think one of the main things is making sure to keep your ambitions simple to start with. If you've got a great idea for a game mode or a game concept, just make the game mode or game concept. You don't have to go for the whole caboodle as your first release. You don't need to make a total conversion as your first effort. Just make it simple. That's one of the really great things we have as modders, is the ability to release in stages. We don't have to release a full finished commercial game that people are going to buy. This is free stuff. Release yourself a nice little 15 megabyte, 10 megabyte alteration to the core game mechanics of Half-Life 2. See if people enjoy it. That's one of the beautiful things about being a modder, is you can do that, and you can slowly develop and have more releases and continue to make your mod better and better as you go along, without having to throw 2, 3, 4 years of work into your first release and then discover that nobody really likes it, which is going to suck. So yeah, keep it simple, and don't so one of the things there's a lot of mod leaders out there who come along and say, here's I want to make this mod, it's got this, that and the other in it, I need 20 team members, we're going to call ourselves a company name, and it's going to be amazing, and all the rest of it. I think keep it simple. If you're starting out as a new mod team, you're wanting to hire a new group of people as a leader, I think it's very important, if you're going to be a team which has a leader, to be able to actually mod yourself. You need to lead by example. And if you're going to do that method of doing things, I would teach yourself everything you need to know. Don't hire one person to do animation, and one person to do modelling, and one person to do UV mapping, and one person to do textures, etc. It works well for us. It doesn't need to be a huge, massive team of individuals working together.